Evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us for our Monday, January 27th, 2025 regular session. I will get us started with the public charge. The Board of Commissioners asks its members and citizens to conduct themselves in a respectful, courteous manner, both with the board and fellow citizens. At any time, should any member of the board or any citizen fail to observe this public charge, the chair will ask the offending person to leave the meeting until that individual regains personal control. Should decorum fail to be restored, the chair will recess the meeting until such time that a genuine commitment to the public charge is observed. Vice Chair Dr. Lee, would you like to read the land acknowledgement?
I do not mind. All right. As we convene for the Durham County Commissioners meeting, it is crucial to recognize the painful truth of history. We stand on the stolen ancestral lands of the Catawba, Eno, and Occaneechi, Shakori, and Tuscarora peoples, whose deep connection to this land predates our arrival. We acknowledge with humility and unjust displacement and violence that occurred, leading to the dispossession of indigenous peoples from their homelands. Their resilience in the face of such adversity is a testament to their strength and spirit. May we humbly honor the ancestors and elders of these nations, both past and present, by committing ourselves to fostering understanding, healing, and justice for all who inhabit this land. Let us walk forward together with open hearts, acknowledging the past and embracing a future guided by compassion, respect, and unity.
Thank you, Vice Chair Lee. And now, Commissioner Burton, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I would. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Burton. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So move.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Vice Chair Dr. Lee, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. The agenda is approved. I'll now pass it to Clerk Wallace for announcements.
Good evening. I will read the announcements published in tonight's agenda. The first is open enrollment for cohort 11 of the Durham Bulls is now open. However, you must join the February 5th session to receive information regarding the application. You can visit www.madeinDurham.org/bulls-academy to gain access to the information session and to receive additional information. The Durham City County Planning Department is updating the Unified Development Ordinance, which is UDO. The UDO sets the rules for how land is developed in Durham, and we want your input. We will be hosting recurring office hours throughout the project. Drop in with your questions and feedback at the Durham County Main Library located at 300 North Roxborough Street on the first Thursdays from 3 to 6 p.m. and the third Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. now through August 2025. You can visit the website engagedurham.com or you can contact newudo@durhamnc.gov. Reappraisal is in the process of taking a January 1st, 2025 market value snapshot of all real property. It resets taxable values to its current value market and is required by North Carolina General Statute 105-286. Durham County is completing reappraisals and new values will be mailed in early March. For more information, you can visit dconc.gov/tax. You can call 919-560-0300, or you can email taxreval@dconc.gov. The Durham Public Schools Foundation, DPSF, and Durham Public Schools, DPS, are excited to announce the annual Student Arts Showcase and Scholarship Fundraising Event, An Evening to Shine, at the Durham Performing Arts Center on Tuesday, February 11th at 7 p.m. It's guided by vocal clinicians, artists, and choreographers. Over 500 elementary, middle, and high school students will display their vocal, dance, and visual arts talents in front of over 2,500 community members. Proceeds from An Evening to Shine support the Durham Promise Scholarship Fund, which provides scholarships to at least one senior at every DPS high school. You can purchase tickets at shinedps.com. For more than 40 years, the Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC, has made life better for millions of workers. You may have extra money waiting for you. If you qualify and claim the credit, it could be as much as $7,430 from the IRS for some workers. Don't be the one in 5 that misses this credit. If you or someone you know earned less than $63,000 from wages, running a business or farm, or from Form 1099 MISC, you can check it out. Use the EITC Assistant. There is a website to see if you qualify and get an estimate on your credit. The Income Tax Assistance Programs offer free in-person tax preparation support from February 1st through April 12th. You can visit their website to schedule an appointment, or they are also doing walk-in visits at the Lion Park Community Center located at 1309 Haley Street in Durham on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can call their office at 919-286-1822. And lastly, your input is needed to guide the Durham to Roxborough Rail Trail Plan. This plan is a community-driven initiative to access the transformation of the existing 18-mile inactive rail corridor within Durham County into a multi-use trail. The proposed rail trail would ultimately establish a 26-mile trail network linking downtown Durham to Roxborough. For more information and to complete the 10-minute survey, you can visit durham2roxborough.trailplan.com. And that concludes the announcements published in tonight's agenda.
Thank you, Clerk Wallace. Are there any announcements from the board? Commissioner Jacobs?
I just wanted to share with everyone something positive that I'm very excited about. I have been invited to participate in a NACO, National Association of County Officials, intergovernmental roundtable on local behavioral health crisis response that is taking place on Wednesday and Thursday this week in Washington, D.C. And I feel very honored and privileged to be invited to be a part of a conversation with elected officials from across the country, and also people who are staff people who are doing the work. And the focus of the roundtable is going to be on surveying the state of local crisis response challenges and intergovernmental solutions, discussing state policies and practices that offer support or create barriers toward effective local crisis response, and exploring innovative county solutions to local crisis response challenges. So this is certainly something that is important to our community, conversations about how we can expand HEART county-wide. Also, I'm leading something called the Durham Familiar Faces Initiative with the city and the county on how we address the needs of people who revolve in and out of our homeless shelters and jails and emergency departments in our community, and also looking at just how we're dealing with our mental health crisis. Not just, in Durham we see it on the streets, but also across our country. So I'm excited to bring back what I learn and share it with everyone here.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacobs, for stepping up and representing Durham County at the national level. Any other announcements? Commissioner Burton?
Yeah, I just wanted to make take a point of privilege, Chair Alam. I just wanted to say how grateful I am for the top-notch Durham County staff, the administration staff. I've been on the job now for almost 2 months, and your professionalism, your courteousness, just going out of your way to help me and the new commissioners as we learn our new roles as county commissioners. I just wanted to take this time to say thank you so much. It's really, really appreciated.
Thank you, Commissioner Burton. And I echo your sentiments, as I'm sure all of you do. Commissioner Valentine?
Commissioner Burton, I'd like to associate myself with those comments. I think they were spot on. And also would like to say thank you to the staff. In my transition, it's been a very easy one as a result of your hard work. And also to my colleague who will be representing us in Washington, D.C. I couldn't think of a finer person. Thank you.
Okay. If that concludes our announcements, then we will now move on to our minutes for the January 6th work session and the January 13th regular session. Are there any adjustments or discussion? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Valentine, second by Commissioner Burton. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved unanimously. Now for ceremonial items. Commissioner Burton, I will pass the first one to you.
Thank you, Chair Alam. I'm going to read Durham Board of County Commissioners Proclamation, Durham Soil and Water Conservation District's 60th Anniversary 2025. Whereas in 1937, Dr. Hugh Hammond Bennett, a North Carolina native, urged President Franklin D. Roosevelt to create local soil and water conservation districts across the United States to develop locally led conservation programs. And whereas from March 22nd, 1937 to February 2nd, 1965, the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District was part of the multi-county Upper Neuse River Soil Conservation District that was instrumental in improving the county's natural resources. And whereas the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District was officially established as a single county Conservation District on February 2nd, 1965. And whereas the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District is one of 96 conservation districts which cover all of North Carolina and is led by 3 elected and 2 appointed Durham residents known as Conservation District Supervisors who provide leadership for local voluntary stewardship of natural resources. And whereas the Durham County's natural resources are renewable and more valuable than the golden leaf for which the county is famous. And whereas the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District's mission is to conserve, enhance, and promote the natural resources of Durham County by providing technical assistance, environmental education information, and economic incentives to county residents, and by exhibiting a diversified program to meet its changing needs. And whereas the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District is a state and nationally recognized leader in natural resource conservation for its diverse and innovative programs. And whereas February 2nd, 2025 will mark the 60th anniversary of Durham Soil and Water Conservation District, and this year represents a significant milestone in the stewardship of natural resources. Now, therefore, I, Nida Alam, and on behalf of the Durham Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim February 2nd, 2025 as the 60th anniversary of the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District and commend its celebration to all citizens. This, the 27th day of January 2025, Nida Alam, Chair, Durham Board of County Commissioners.
Thank you, Commissioner Burton. I believe we have our soil and water team. Why don't you all come up and join so we can see everyone? No? The whole team doesn't want to join? Oh, can you press the button? It'll turn green. There you go.
Yes. All right, here we are. Yes, good evening, Commissioners, and we do thank you for the opportunity to come before you tonight. While 60 years seems like a long time, I batted my eyes. I've been here for 40 of those 60, so I don't date back to the 20s and 30s when we had started out in the Upper Neuse River Watershed Basin District, but that went by pretty quick, and we were proud to become an independent soil and water district. One thing we have done at our local level, you know, used to, the history tells us that soil and water districts worked mainly with farmers in the past. Now we have the opportunity here in Durham to address many of our natural resource concerns. And I think the staff has done an outstanding job bringing a lot of those new programs that a lot of the other 96 districts don't have in the state. So again, we're proud and we appreciate the time. Tonight I have brought with me Vice Chairman of the Soil and Water District Board. That's the 5-member board that we just heard about. 3 are elected, 2's appointed by the Soil and Water Commission out of Raleigh. And they pretty much set priorities for our locally led program here in the county. So if you have a soil and water natural resource concern, just see one of those guys and they'll make sure the staff, we get it on our work plan next year. So I'm gonna let Mr. Mark Waller say a few words, and again, we appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you very much, and I'd like to join Eddie in thanking you guys for taking this opportunity to recognize us. I am Mark Waller. I'm the owner and operator of Waller Family Farms here in Durham, and Vice Chair of the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor Board. Sounds really impressive when I say that. That's a big old long title there, but sometimes I feel like the rider on the back of the horse because these guys do all the work and we just kind of sit and ride along. And I challenge you and anybody here today, next time you're out there and you drink some water out of the fountain, I want you to think about these guys right here. And the next time you go down the road and maybe you're at Falls Lake or Jordan Lake, you think about these people over here. Or you're crossing a river, stream, or a creek. I guarantee you one or more of these have had their feet probably in that creek or on the side. And as a farmer, if you ever go across a farm in Durham County, include my own, especially my own, I'll show you terraces, waterways, underground drainage systems that have been implemented for 30 years or so, and they're still active today because of these people here. And I'm not going to say they're all 60 years old, but the predecessors to these people that have worked so hard, cisterns, water gardens that you go by, schools and stuff, comes to these people right here. They'll humbly won't tell you this, but they were #1 in the state. Was it last year, year before? 96, #1 out of 96. And that's something you guys ought to be, proud of, that we've got a team in Durham that wins the championship every once in a while. And so I'm proud to work with them. I call them my friends just as much as I do with my teammates and workmates. And I'll tell you this too, I know you guys get requests all the time for monies and funds and all that. When these people ask you for something, it's not something they want, it's something they need. And if you want them to stay at the top, and if you want your water quality to stay at the top, if you want your education of your children to understand where their food comes from and how important it is to keep clean water, give them a little extra attention, a little extra love, because they deserve it, because they're working for you, working for everybody in here, and they do a heck of a good job, and I'm proud to be associated with them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all so much for all of your hard work. And I believe some of our new commissioners, before they were sworn in, were able to participate in the educational events that the Soil and Water District Supervisor team does. I know I participated and I was very competitive in getting all of my stamps, visiting all the tables, but I think it's really important also for the partnerships that they have within our schools and the education programs that we have connecting Durham County, our soil and water to the community so that we know all of the different ways that y'all are impacting us every single day. Are there any other comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I did come to that event before I was officially sworn in, and I was just really impressed by all the things that the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District does to keep our water and clean, and how much it's needed. And also, I knew about them before because they do come into the schools. And so thank you for all the work that you do, and I'm looking forward to working with you even more while I'm in this position.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan. Commissioner Jacobs and Valentine.
I just want to say thank you to all of you. Eddie, 40 years. That's an incredible legacy and commitment to Durham County. Thank you. And Mark, also to you too. You've been a pillar in our community, and I'm thankful for you and your leadership, and to all of your staff, a small but mighty staff, all of the work that you do in our community to help people, and the way you are very accessible to people, the way you all are out meeting with people in the community, helping people, and supporting our teachers, getting into the schools. It's really amazing, as you said, Mark, the diversity of all the things that you do in your department that really make a difference in our community in ways that is not often noticed or celebrated. I hope that this event will be rescheduled. I know it was because of the storm, it was canceled, but I think it's really important. 60 years of having an impact in Durham, so thank you.
Eddie said it'll be rescheduled to April.
Okay, April, do you have a date?
Well, we're tentatively shooting for the 15th.
Okay, so
April
you can
15th.
get it on our calendars.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Valentine?
Yes, I just would like to say thank you to the Durham Soil and Water Conservation District for 60 years of service to our community. You are one of our unsung heroes in the community. A lot of people don't know exactly what it is that you do, but I can speak for those who don't know what it is that you do and how important the work is to the sustainment of our community. And so I couldn't thank you enough. So probably 1,000 thank yous probably wouldn't be enough, but thank you on this 60-year anniversary.
I'm not going to say anything different from what's already been said, but again, thank you. My interaction with you all kind of was on the school, when I was on the school board, and having you all in the schools, and a lot of that information there, but also I'm really excited about getting to learn more about what you all do and how you all support us. I know your job is one of those jobs that, you know, people don't really know about until something's wrong, right? Until something's going really bad. And I'm not quite as important as you all, but some parts of my career I was in roles like that. And so I'm going to do everything I can to lift you all up. I really appreciate you saying when they ask for something, they're not asking because they want it, that's because they need it, and I absolutely believe that. So thank you all. I look forward to interfacing with you all a lot more. I'm on the Jordan Lake board, and I've even said I want to, sit down to understand what I'm hearing, and what I need to be advocating for, and I will be doing that. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations on the 60 years, and I look forward to being there in April when it gets confirmed to celebrate with you all.
Thank you. I'll now pass it to Commissioner Valentine for our next resolution.
Madam Chair, I would ask for a moment of personal privilege before reading the resolution for Dr. E. Livonia Allison. So, as a Board of County Commissioners, we pause tonight to celebrate the life of one of our political titans. A political titan in the Black community, and I dare say the entire community. Dr. E. Livonia Allison was a fearless and tireless advocate for social justice, for voting rights, and for democracy. She walked with kings and also with queens, but Livonia kept the common touch. In her passing, I reflected on the many sacrifices that were made by her family over the span of her 94 years of life. And personally, I want to just say thank you. I want to say thank you for fighting the good fight. Thank you for fighting for those who are not able to fight for themselves. Thank you to her children, who I hope are watching this evening, Attorney Michelle Allison Davis and her brother, Dr. Vincent Allison, for sharing your mother with all of us. Durham County, the state of North Carolina, our nation, we are all better because she passed this way. Dr. E. Livonia Allison, rest in power. In resolution, Dr. E. Livonia Allison was born in Durham, North Carolina, raised by loving parents, and completed elementary and secondary public schools of Durham, graduating with honors from Hillside High School as a class salutatorian. And whereas she attended Hampton Institute, now Hampton University, graduating cum laude with a BS degree in science, earning an MA degree in health education, graduating magna cum laude, also from Hampton University. And whereas she additionally earned a doctorate in higher education administration from New York University, graduating summa cum laude. And whereas Dr. Allison embarked on a noteworthy career teaching health and physical education at Whitted Junior High School in Durham and at North Carolina Central University. And whereas in 1974, she became director of the North Carolina Manpower Development Program, now known as North Carolina Health Careers Access Program, where she worked tirelessly to significantly increase the number of African Americans and Native Americans entering health professions. And whereas she became an effective advocate working for meaningful change, equality, and equity, striving to eliminate racial, economic, and educational barriers locally, nationally, and beyond. And whereas Dr. Allison was thoroughly involved in the political landscape of our community, our state and nation, with memberships in various organizations, including the Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People, where she served as chair for 14 years, and the only woman to ever serve in that capacity. She served as a delegate of the Democratic National Convention, the Durham County, District, and State Democratic Conventions, the Congressional Black Caucus, the National Black Women's Political Congress, and she was a proud member of the Durham Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and more. And whereas she received numerous awards over her legendary career, including the Order of Longleaf Pine Award, Who's Who Among Women in Politics, Durham Committee Citizen of the Year Award, lifetime membership of the NAACP and National Council of Negro Women, the longest Congressional Black Caucus Attendee Award, and many more. And whereas we pause to honor the life and legacy of Dr. E. Livonia Allison, who contributed to so much to our Durham community, the state of North Carolina, and the nation as an activist, educator, mentor, visionary leader, and effective advocate who was not afraid to speak truth to power to help improve the quality of life for all of us. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the Durham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby resolve to pay tribute to one Dr. E. Livonia Allison, an amazing life force who shared her tenacity, determination, sense of fairness, and work ethic over her lifetime. We call upon all citizens of Durham County to remember how she fought tirelessly to improve the quality of life for generations to come. Her legacy will continue to provide enduring inspiration to all who believe in justice, fairness, and equality for all. This 25th day of January 2025. Signed, Chair Naida Alam, Dr. Mike Lee, Vice Chair, Michelle Burton, Commissioner, Wendy Jacobs, Commissioner, Steve Valentine, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Valentine. The comments on the board? Okay, thank you. We will now move on to the next proclamation for National Mentoring Month that I believe we'll start with Vice Chair Lee.
All righty. Durham Board of Commissioners proclamation. Whereas created in 2002 by the Harvard School of Public Health and Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership. January is National Mentoring Month, an annual campaign to focus attention on the need for quality, consistent, and competent mentors. And whereas a mentor is caring, dependable, and an authentic person that provides support, guidance, advice, assistance, and devotes time to a young person to help youth discover personal strength and persevere and achieve their potential through a structured and trusting relationship on a regular basis. And whereas quality mentoring encourages and empowers youth to make positive choices, promote self-esteem and character development, support academic achievement, social-emotional learning, leadership and professional development, college readiness, and career exploration. And whereas the goals of National Mentoring Month are to raise awareness of mentoring, recruit individuals to mentor, equip mentors with the skills, recruit individuals to mentor, equip mentors with the skills needed to support youth, encourage organizations to engage in and integrate quality mentoring into their efforts with a focus on academic support, life skills, training, and career readiness, workforce preparation to promote youth to excel. And whereas during the COVID-19 pandemic, mentoring programs have stepped up to fill gaps for youth and families, connecting them with resources and ensuring mentoring relationships continue to prevent social disconnection and mitigate learning loss. And Wendy.
Whereas research has demonstrated that mentoring programs have a significant positive impact on a variety of academic achievement measures, including truancy and absenteeism, scholastic efficacy and engagement, school-related misconduct, and peer support. And whereas mentors serve a critical role in helping youth successfully complete high school and gain admission to college or training programs, earn a post-secondary credential or certification, build new in-demand skills, prepare for the future of work, and succeed in an ever-changing workforce. And whereas mentoring programs must incorporate work-based learning to prepare and connect youth with real-life work experiences where they can apply academic, technical, and soft skills and develop their employability while exploring career pathways. And whereas one Durham County strategic plan goal is to provide access to educational, vocational, economic, and cultural opportunities while empowering citizens to choose pathways for their own success. And whereas the Durham Board of County Commissioners supports community-based mentoring programs as key community partners to support our mission for a safe, healthy, and vibrant community. And whereas National Mentoring Month is the time of year to celebrate, elevate, and encourage mentoring and recruit caring adult mentors in Durham County.
Now therefore, I, Nida Alam, on behalf of the Durham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2025 as National Mentoring Month, and call upon public officials, educators, business and community leaders, and citizens to observe this month with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and programs to recognize the valuable contributions of staff and volunteers in quality mentoring programs that empower youth, enabling them to discover inner strength and realize their full potential. Acknowledge the manifold benefits of mentoring, including fostering healthy identity development, promoting educational achievement, reducing juvenile delinquency, enhancing career readiness, improving life skills and outcomes, and fortifying communities. Advocate for establishment, expansion, sustainability, and funding of quality mentoring programs throughout Durham, aiming to provide youth with the necessary tools for leading healthy, productive, and meaningful lives. Support initiatives aimed at bridging academic achievement, opportunity, and mentoring gaps, emphasizing critical mentoring to assist boys of color. This involves pairing them with mentors who grasp and comprehend social, political, and economic racism and oppression, and are committed to acting against these elements in society. This, the 27th day of January 2025. Signed, Nidal Chair. I believe we have Dawn Langley here to join us.
Good evening. Thank you, Commissioners. Chair Alum, Vice Chair Dr. Lee, and Commissioners, County Manager Hager. On behalf of the Charles Hamilton Houston Foundation, we would like to thank you for the proclamation declaring January as National Mentoring Month. Each year, we invite mentoring and community-based organizations to serve as partners for the proclamation and briefly share about their program, which I will email you all later this evening during this presentation. But I did want to mention the organizations by name: the Thomas Mentor Leadership Academy, Sidekicks Academy, the Durham Boys of Color Coalition, D.L. Forbes Youth Foundation, Durham Proud Program, Bull City Bulldogs Youth Football, Emily K. Center, Durham Children's Initiative, Grace Incorporated, We Are Kings Boys of Color Program, We Are Kings Girls of Color Program, Rhoda Generation Mentor, Wall Street Juniors, My Brother's Keeper Durham, Jubilee Home, Research Triangle Professionals, National Society of Black Engineers, Brother to Brother Mentoring Program, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Triangle, Boys and Girls Club of Durham and Orange Counties, Long Ball Program of Durham, North Carolina, I Am Me Girls, El Centro Hispano, Inspiring Minds, Durham, Raleigh, Durham, We Are, Amen Leadership and Mentoring Program, Young Male Achievers, the Triangle Literacy Center, Fatherhood of Durham, Project Bill, the West End Community Foundation, Poof Teen Center, Strong Her Together, the Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Club, the Forgiven Sons, Bull City Wood Shop, and Hey Ty Reborn. Also wanted to share just briefly about the Charles Hamilton Houston Foundation. At our core, our initiatives are strategy-centered methodology. We believe in the power of carefully devised plans of actions to achieve specific goals. Our programs involve a meticulous analysis of the current educational and professional landscape, and then working with the boys and young men we serve to develop the skills, understand the application in the workforce, and support them on their continuum to their success, whatever that defined success may be. So I know you all are getting ready for your budget conversations, and there were a lot of organizations that I mentioned. And every year I come before you pleading for resources for young people in this community. And as a native Durhamite, and I'm going to say something that's often hard for me to say, I am now 40 years old. I have been in this community my entire life. I am a young person that has benefited from mentorship, from investment, from support. It works. And if you want to see, I'm not saying we're out to create a lot of little DeWarrens, but the model works. When young people have the support they need, they become responsible, engaged, and successful adults. And I must say, in our community, we are not doing enough for our young people. There are individuals in this community that are stretching every nickel and dime they can in order to support young people, and it is difficult. It is difficult. So when you all begin that conversation, I want you to remember this proclamation that was read here this evening. I want you to think about the young children in this community and what they need and what organizations are providing. And then I also want you to assess whether those organizations are being impactful in the work they're doing, because you all have a fiduciary responsibility to ensure that the money that it is invested in our community is yielding results. And there'll be further comments I'll be saying throughout the year, but thank you all so very much for this proclamation. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Damore, and thank you for being such a champion for mentorship in Durham. And thank you, Tammy reminded me that you were actually recently recognized with an award for your mentoring advocacy at this year's 45th Annual Triangle MLK Interfaith Prayer Breakfast. So congratulations on that recognition for your hard work, and we appreciate everything you do for Durham. Commissioner Burton.
Yes, I just want to echo that. Thank you, Mr. Langley, for the work that you do. I saw him receive the award last week at the Triangle MLK Breakfast. And I just want to reiterate the importance of mentoring our young people coming, just retiring from education over a 30-year career and how much it's needed. And the long-lasting effects of positive mentoring in children's lives. I know DPS did the We Are Queens, We Are Kings program, and it's very successful, and it's much needed, and that's something that I really want to focus on during my tenure on the county commission, to make sure children, young people have positive role models and mentoring. So thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you, Vice Chair Dr. Lee.
40 years old, Damore? No, I'm not saying that to pick, but man, I've known you a really long time, haven't I? Man, you were really little when I met you, I guess. And almost every bit of that time, you've been advocating for this and for youth. And so I commend you for everything that you've done. I remember when you founded the Charles H. Houston organization, and I remember you growing it. I remember you talking about it, and it's now I remember you starting to get the proclamations being done, and it's been a long time. And so I just commend you on everything that you've done, all of the volunteering and all of the committees that you sit on. Everything that you do points in the same direction, and that is very commendable for all of this time. And I absolutely support this proclamation, like I did when I was on the school board. I support it now, and I'll support it in the future. And I really appreciate what you said about evaluations, making sure that we are yielding results with the money that we are helping to fund these different organizations. I know your organization yields results. I see it all the time. I see the jobs that they get. I see the interviews that they get. I see the schools that they get into because of your work. Those are results. And I would hope that we as a board think about measurement in a different way. And that's one thing that was on my platform when I ran, and that's one thing I hope to continue to do as a county commissioner, is do just that, evaluate and help where we can for these programs to grow. So thank you so much. Congratulations again on the proclamation. I look forward to continue to work with you.
Commissioner Valentine?
Yes. Mr. Langley, congratulations. And I commend you on your work at the Hamilton Houston Foundation, along with the work that you do with your community partners. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that aside from you receiving the award at the MLK breakfast, I was present at Peace Community Baptist Church, where some of your mentees received scholarships from organizations in the community. And I want you to know that I'm always watching you, and you make me proud. And you are Eagle Pride amplified, and so you are one of our ambassadors. And so keep up the good work, and I heard everything you said, and I agree that young people need to be supported in a different way. And hopefully moving forward, we can, as a board, come together and sort of fill that gap. So thank you again for all your hard work in our community.
Commissioner Jacobs?
I'll just say ditto to everything that everyone said. And if a year came and Dewan, you weren't here with this proclamation, I would be really worried.
We cut it close this time.
Yeah,
We cut it real
so,
close.
yes, you are a pillar in our community and a resounding voice for this issue in every way. And thank you for being a tireless advocate and for everything that you do. And I'm so glad that you received well-deserved recognition. And also, you're usually one of the people organizing all of the MLK events as well. So I did miss you for that proclamation this year. Usually you're here for that proclamation. So I was worried about you. So again, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jacobs. And on that note, we are going to go to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Community Poem. This is a community poem that was gathered by the Durham Cooperative Extension Kids Voting Durham program, where nearly 100 Durham community dreamers ranging in the ages from 5 to 88 years old contributed to this poem. So I will get us started. 2025 MLK Day Community Poem. I dream of a Durham. I dream of a Durham where doors are always open, where everyone has something, someone, or some way to be happy each day, where we nurture talent and allow fair opportunities, making a community that upholds a way of life of empathy and true understanding.
I dream a Durham free of racism, a good community where everyone can be happy, where hate doesn't exist and there is no line, where there is no fighting and people don't have to be scared, where people will be judged for their character and not the color of their skin. A Durham that works for working families, where care is common, central, and sacred, where opportunity is equitable and prosperity abounds, where we work together and lift each other up, where we embrace each other in community, look out for each other, and make sure everyone around us is safe and their needs are met.
I dream of a world where there's enough food for everyone and housing for everyone. No homeless people living on the streets, where everyone has a roof over their heads and food on the table, where everyone has comfortable, safe, and affordable housing, healthy food, and clean water. Housing is more affordable, and services and opportunities are equal to everybody, regardless of their legal status. Together, we dream a Durham community that grows stronger and solves the homeless crisis, where no one lives on the streets.
I dream of Durham with lower cost of medicine, where food is cheaper and we lower the price of groceries, where all people have nutritious and desirable food, and community gardens are everywhere, where the climate for climate action is sunny and cool. I dream a Durham with parks and sidewalks, with green space, where breathing is easy and laughter is abundant. A Durham where all families can afford to live and thrive, and we create better conditions for all young children and their families to thrive, and youth and families are thriving. A Durham where resources are plentiful and all have access, where families have access to resources and can take advantage of resources offered.
A Durham where there is no fighting and we have faith. Where people take deep breaths, say kind words and helpful to others, and are careful with their hands and feet. Where people believe in their own selves and trust their hearts. Un lugar seguro para vivir, libre de violencia y discriminación, donde mis hijos no tengan miedo a caminar solos, which translates to a safe place to live, free from violence and discrimination, where my children are not afraid to walk alone.
We dream a Durham where every young person has at least one adult who truly believes in them, where our young people feel valued and seen and heard, where we see and value our young people for who they are, not who they could or should become, where we hope to see our children thrive, a Durham that will invest in our youth with this way of life so they know they are able to be whatever they want in their bright futures to come, that will build systems for every student after high school to own a business, go to college, or have a job or career that pays a life-sustaining wage, where our education system is equitable for all students of all abilities. All children thrive, and no one is left behind. We dream a world where everyone can be who they are and be celebrated for their individuality.
A Durham resilient and tender, where the most secret desires of belonging are answered with open arms, warm smiles, and a reverberating "you matter" echoing through every soul encircled, where impactful leadership with a positive outlook understands the needs of the people. We dream a Durham where everyone has access to the better things happening for Durham. Durham can be a place of acceptance where equality stands the test of time. A Durham that honors Dr. King's dreams of love and justice with body and soul. A Durham where together we live up to our beautiful, bold, brave ideals.
Thank you all for joining in reading that, and I want to thank Kids Voting Durham for coordinating and putting together such a beautiful poem for our community that encompasses so many views. And we have Miss Carolyn Kruger here with us. Would you like to make any comments?
First of all, thank you all for reading that dream. It was really wonderful hearing it proclaimed from the front of the County Commissioner's Chamber, not just for me, but for the young people who took part in it. Throughout the year, Kids Voting does a lot to build youth civic engagement, from teaching them how to develop their identity as informed and engaged voters, to just everyday civic participation, to learning about their local government. But it is a foundational belief of ours that all of that has to be rooted in dreams and hopes for our community, or it doesn't mean anything. So this is one of my favorite activities of the year, is bringing together not just youth, but adults from our community to share their dreams and to weave them together. And for young people, it's really emboldening and empowering to see their dreams alongside your dreams, alongside some of our state legislators and our city councilors' dreams, and to know that we are all in this together, to know that there's ways that they can work together to make those dreams come true, that there's things that they can ask you to do to help make those dreams come true, and most importantly, to know that there are ways that, like this poem brings everything together, we can bring our community together to make these dreams come true. So I thank you again.
Thank you, Carolyn. so much. Okay, any comments? Commissioner Valentine?
I want you to go back and tell those young people how proud we are of them. And I am a fan of the Kids Voting Durham program. And more importantly, I think that the work that's being done in that program is needed now more than ever, with civics being lost to the curriculum in our schools. And so the work that you do is valuable, it's appreciated, and those kids are our future. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. That brings us, let me double check, that's all our proclamations. Yes, that brings us to the end of our ceremonial items, and we're now at consent agenda. Are there any items anyone would like to pull? Okay.
I don't have any, I don't want to pull it, but I just had a question about it.
Which item?
It was item, I just wrote it down, it was the 25-0025.
So the approval of capital project amendment creating 400,000 of lottery funds?
Yes, I just wanted to know, does that go, that just goes straight to Durham Public Schools and it goes into their general fund, or how does that work?
So the way it is budgeted, they have a operating budget for their day-to-day activity, and then they have a capital budget. So these funds will go into their capital budget to support activities. Any of the projects that are funded have to come through the county commissioner, and then we appropriate them.
That's all the questions I had. Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Jacobs?
And there are some items that we have to remove from the agenda.
Have they already been removed? They've been removed.
The number, okay, my agenda still has 24-07A2. That one can move forward. That one is okay? Oh,
The
okay.
solar program? Yeah.
Okay, that one can move forward. Okay.
Okay, I will, any more? I'll entertain a motion for approval. Oh, Commissioner Valentine, you have something?
Yes, so actually I'd like to piggyback somewhat on the question that Commissioner Burton asked. This suggests that this is 3 new DPS capital projects. And so prior to me arriving, it was my understanding there was some existing repairs that needed to be done. Have those already been addressed in addition to these 3 new projects that are being offered here this evening?
I will follow up, but I'm pretty sure they have a long list of projects that are in their sort of docket. And what typically happens, the state will authorize lottery funds, and as those projects are ready to move forward, they will go to their list of impending projects and then allocate the dollars for them. So I am sure they still have quite a few that are still on the list. So although it may say new, it's new for this type of funding, but it's still in their sequencing of funding.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Manager Yeager, this is not county funding, this is state lottery funds, so this is just the process that the commissioners have to approve it for the state to move it. Yeah. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Valentine, second by Commissioner Jacobs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent is passed unanimously. I'll now pass it to Attorney Williamson for boards and commission appointments.
I just wanted to say something about the board and commission appointments. Just so I know, one of my roles is we have to be transparent. So the person who is being, I guess, nominated for the Durham County Hospital Board, so that's my cousin. And so I consulted Attorney Williamson, and because I have a duty to vote, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was clear, that I voted in that, yeah, I just wanted to be transparent.
We appreciate that transparency and also recognizing that there was only one applicant for the position, that doesn't create much conflict. But thank you for being so transparent.
And I will also note, he is the chair of the Lincoln Community Health Board, and it is customary for the chair of that board to then serve as the Lincoln Board of Trustees representative to the Duke Regional Hospital Board.
Okay, so we have a number of appointments here. The first one is to the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee, and we have 2 vacant positions, and the board has selected Madeline Jones and Melody Moore for that. We have the Board of Health, 2 vacant positions there, and the board has chosen Joshua Brown and Pam Silberman. For the Boxing and Wrestling Commission, we have 1 vacant position, and the board has chosen Harold Hubbard. For the Durham County Hospital Corporation Board of Trustees, 1 vacant position, and that the board has chosen Ronald Williams. For the Durham Workforce Development Board, 1 vacant position, the board has selected Adrian Sears. And for the Historic Preservation Commission, we have 1 vacant position, and the board has chosen Jonathan Biggs. Congratulations to all.
Thank you so much, Attorney Williamson. Once again, congratulations to everyone who's serving on our boards, and please continue to look at the different boards and commission appointments that are posted on the website. We have a lot of boards that need our community members to step up and serve. With that, that's the end of our agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Burton, second by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.